The Obama administration announced a deal this weekend to disarm Syria of its chemical weapons. And in these last hours, the United Nations also confirmed that on August 21st in Damascus, there is, quote, clear and convincing evidence of a sarin gas attack. What does this all mean? I've got editorial page editor Paul Gigot here to decode the details. Okay. Paul, first of all, I think it's notable that no one's calling for Assad to step down. They're saying disarm chemical weapons, but, you know, won't the violence just continue?
Well, that's one of the prices of this, basically, that the President Obama, has now made himself hostage to Vladimir Putin and the good offices, such as they are, of Bashar Assad. So basically, he's counting on Assad to cooperate with this deal and deliver on its terms, and then counting on Putin to make Assad do it. So I think that your point is well taken. All that talk about Assad must go. He's now, in a certain sense, President Obama's partner.
Is this what the president, though, might have wanted all along, to have a strongman in Syria in charge rather than having to get the U.S. involved? I mean, politically, is this the end game?
I don't think he would have scripted the last 2 weeks the way that
okay.
the way that they happened. No, I think this was a lifeline he grabbed on after he had put himself in the box canyon of demanding a vote in Capitol Hill, confronted the fact that he was probably going to lose that vote. And then when John Kerry made his gaffe heard round the world, or non-gaffe as the case might be, that was grabbed by the Russians, Obama then grabbed that life preserver, and now he's in a box canyon, another box canyon, with Putin and Assad.
So politically, how will the president then spin this to Americans here at home?
Well, he is already spinning this as, well, this wasn't really about Assad, this was about chemical weapons. So this has the potential to get rid of his chemical weapons. That's a better outcome. And by the way, we don't need to bomb anybody to do it. Now, to believe that, you have to believe that Assad will come clean, that the declaration he's supposed to make within a week will include everything, that even if that declaration includes everything, they won't hide it, and that even if they get rid of it by the middle of 2014, that they won't reassemble chemical weapons in some other way. I think merely to state those terms suggests their implausibility.
You know, and the UN doesn't exactly have a great track record of weapons inspections, does it?
No, I mean, they try, okay? I don't mean to discount their efforts, but they are dependent upon being led around to these sites. And already we're seeing that the Russians and the Americans don't agree on exactly where Syria has its weapons and how many weapons they have, how big the stockpiles are. So the Russians could simply insist, well, the declaration is total. And we say, well, wait a minute, we have intelligence that says they're not. And then you have a fight over that kind of a declaration. That's what happened with Saddam Hussein, and I think you'll probably see that again.
So what happens if Assad decides that he's going to do a massive conventional weapons attack against civilians in opposition? Nothing, okay.
I mean, that's the problem here, and that's why you think you see the Syrian oppositions. I mean, there are a couple of problems. One is, Assad, even if he gives up his weapons, and you believe that, which I don't, he's not being punished for their use. So John Kerry said he would use them 14 times. He emerges unscathed from that. He knows now that there's going to be no use of force against him in any fundamental way, as long as he cooperates on this declaration and in this diplomatic dance. And that's why the rebels don't like this so much, because they know that now Assad can unleash a conventional offensive against them without fear of any reprisals.
Okay, we're going to keep track of it. Editorial page editor Paul Gigot, thank you very much.